Ashwin. I'm a rising junior at Mountain View High School. For my STAR project, I decided to build the RGB nightlight. The way it works essentially is you have a power input that comes into the breadboard. The way it works essentially is you have a power input that comes into the breadboard. The breadboard conveys the current to this breadboard over here and gets it to the photoresistor. The photoresistor essentially determines the light intensity of the room. Because this is a nightlight, ideally we want it to work in the night, and that's exactly what the photoresistor determines. The way it works is it gets a value of the light intensity and returns that into the analog input here in the breadboard. Now from here, the code is able to access the value returned from the photoresistor, and from that it determines whether or not it's night compared to a certain threshold. Now, if it is determined that it is night, the current continues on to this potentiometer here. Now, based on the position of the potentiometer, it returns a value from that as well, and again into the back of the analog. And the code takes the value of the potentiometer between a certain range using an if statement, and then it determines the color of this LED light here. So if I were to change this potentiometer, you can see how the color changes here. It becomes a little brighter blue compared to darker blue. Essentially, that's what the RGB light is. Now, a couple issues that I came across when I first built this thing, it wasn't working. And the main reason for that was because the common pin here for the LED line strip, the jumper wire that I used to connect and to convey the current, was connected to the ground rail instead of the 5-volt rail on the breadboard. So just a quick switch to the 5-volt rail, got that thing working. A side note as well is this is a cathode LED. So what that basically means, it's on an RGB spectrum instead of a rainbow spectrum. And two, the lights are inverse. So I needed to put, if I wanted to make the color blue, I need to put in maximum color for the red, because it's the RGB spectrum. Aside from those two issues, everything worked according to plan, and that's my STAR project.